We have a red light.
We got a red light.
We got a red light.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
We got some new music.
Let's go.
Well, I am DJ Sean Solo, so I, got to have some tunes in there.
Yeah, those are good.
And plus, since we're broadcasting now on the YouTube channel,
Gotta be royalty free now.
Yeah, I got to be royalty free. Not trying to get in trouble. Well, here we are at Emery's Grill. It is a Riverhawk SportsNest podcast. I am Sean Solo.
And I'm Captain Morgan.
This is episode, I think 303. No, 304, I believe.
304 now.
Yeah, 304 now. So we are always here at Emery's Grill on Monday nights. So we'd like to thank Emery's Grill for hosting us here in downtown Tahlequah. You can catch us here every Monday at 6 o'clock. You can come, watch us in person, even ask a coach or a player a question if you'd like, or just sit back and watch.
Yes, we have. And as the PA voice of Doc Wadley Stadium and the color commentator at the football away games, and Sean is the sideline reporter for the home games, both of us also join the voice of NSU Athletics, Ori Phillips, on the Coach Darren Cheverini show. We record that show at Kroner and Bear on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. with Inside the SportsNest and Pick'em Game segment. At 7 p.m., Coach Chev joins us for the show. It's always a good time.
It is a good time.
Coach Chev's show airs at 6 p.m. Fridays on Lakes Country 102.1, and the other segments are aired on Countdown to Kickoff prior to the NSU football games, also on Lakes Country on Saturdays.
And we've got upcoming schedule. So we've got next week, we have the women's basketball team on, Keith Ferguson, and the following week, the men's basketball coach, Jay Havens. Still waiting to see what players pop in for that. But
do
you have it? Do you have it?
Yes, I've got. Coach Keith Ferguson is going to bring Aubrey Brown and Emily Weathers, and Jay says he's going to bring most likely Jackson Jones and Trey Phipps.
All right, Jackson, another returner.
So there we go. Breaking news.
Breaking news. Well, and then let's go ahead and add this in. We'd like to mention our current sponsors, Precision Consulting Group and DJ Sean Solo Entertainment. The SportsNest is a Rogue Radio Network production, and for that, we are adding video to the podcast. So we have the YouTube channel for the Rogue Radio Network that you'll be able to watch the SportsNest and go on the link on Instagram or Facebook to watch it.
Yeah.
And so that's a good thing because apparently we've got, not apparently, we have a whole bunch of students that are from abroad, and I think that is super cool. So their family can now actually watch the podcast. So good timing.
Yes, not only listen, but watch as well. So we're excited about that. So the SportsNest podcast would not be possible if it wasn't for our current sponsors and our AD, Coach John Sizemore, who's out tonight on assignment, working for the athletic department. The purpose of our podcast is to talk about things NSU athletics and be able to contribute a portion of the sponsorships directly to the NSU athletic program. So if you'd like to become a sponsor, we have several packages to choose from. Just reach out and DM us on Instagram, Facebook, or you can call me directly at 918-457-9636.
Now, on with the show. Let me get
the good stuff
business.
now.
Yeah, we've got the business stuff out of the way.
Got to make that money.
Yes, got to make that money. So we have back the NSU women's tennis team. This is their third time on. They were our first group when we started the podcast.
And still the highest rated?
No, you've dropped off a little bit.
All right, we'll get it back.
No, yeah, we'll get it back. But yeah, you held that title for a while. So we have the coach, Tim McLane. We have our second returner, Tegan Heaton. So welcome. And then we have a newbie, Sofia Kotliarova. No? Almost, okay. So say hello, everybody.
Howdy.
Hi.
Go ahead and give us the correct pronunciation of your last name,
I'm
please.
Sofia Kotliarova.
Okay. All right.
That's why I didn't even give it a shot. I was like, I was going to hand it off to her. I give you kudos for giving it a shot,
All right,
though.
I tried.
Yeah, very close.
So, and as I mentioned, we have students that live abroad. So Sofia is from Kiev, Ukraine, and Tegan is from the UK in Wales, right, if I remember right?
From England, but I live in Wales.
Oh, you live in Wales. Okay. All right. Well, I don't think we talked about this last time, but I am working on going to the UK next summer. I made a bunch of friends, DJ buddies, who live in the UK, and so they have been kind of tugging at me to get over there. So one of them lives in Dorset.
Yeah, Dorset.
Okay. Another one lives in Yorkshire, and I can't believe, I mean, they're spread out all over, but so I'm looking forward to it.
I re-listened to the episode that we did the last time you were on. I re-listened to the day just to make sure I was up to date on stuff. Remember what kind of question we asked. I don't want to ask you the same questions again.
I thought about listening, but I can't listen to ourselves on the
whenever,
podcast.
Whenever I hear my voice, I'm like,
especially early on. There's
I'm
no
like,
way.
shut up.
I started podcasting as a hobby during COVID.
Yeah.
And by far the worst thing, having to listen to yourself
It is.
for an hour.
It's like this is what I say to myself: shut the up.
Yeah.
Just shut up. Just shut up, William. Don't talk. That's what I say to myself every time I hear myself.
My initial reaction was like, golly,
I really sound like
that's how I sound.
I've been DJing and all that kind of stuff for 20-something years, and I still hate the sound of my voice when I'm listening to it back. Here right now, I don't have a problem with it.
All right.
But listening back to it, I'm going,
Yeah.
no.
Same thing. Do you ladies deal with that?
Yeah, I hate the sound of my own voice too.
Okay.
I feel like everyone has it.
Yeah.
I think it's just a natural thing. But well, let's get into it. Let's talk some sports, and we'll get to some fun stuff. So to the group. Now your fall season is underway. You started with the Rumble by the River and now the ITA Central Regional. So how do you guys feel you performed at these tourneys individually and as a team?
I think the first tournament definitely went better than the second one. I think Coach would probably agree with that too. Personally, the first one was better for myself than the second one, but I mean, the fall is all about trying to play your game and get better, so it's not always about the wins and the loss in the fall for us. I mean, I don't think so.
Because if I remember right, well, if our listeners, don't keep up with college tennis, you've got 2 seasons. You've got your fall season for, 2 or 3 tournaments, I believe, and then you take winter break, right?
Yeah, so essentially it's up to me to pick how many dates we play in the fall and the spring. So, we get 25 dates for the year. One tournament counts as 1 date. So
Okay.
however many we play in the fall, then we have the rest for head-to-head dual matches in the spring. This year, we're playing 3, hosting twice. So like you mentioned, we hosted the Rumble by the River. That was 3 weeks ago. Well, 2.5, 3 weeks ago now. Then we just got back very late Saturday night from the ITA Central Regional. So the ITA is the Intercollegiate Tennis Association, and every region around the country runs these regional tournaments. Whoever wins the A draw in singles and the A draw in doubles gets a bye to the ITA Cup, which is essentially, other than Division I, that's the national championship for each one. So the top 16 players from D2, D3, JUCO, NAIA, they all go. They don't play each other, but they play the other regions from their division. So for that reason, that tournament is a very high level for us. We've talked in the past how good our conference and region is here.
For sure, yeah.
And so for you to win that tournament, you got to win 6 singles matches in 3 days, which means your court time could be well over 10 hours, 12 hours over a 3-day span. And so not only is the level very, very difficult, we also have a very hard road if you want to get to the final. A couple years ago, we had someone reach the final, and by the time that match was done in the final, she couldn't walk, because it's a lot.
gassed.
It's a lot of tennis. And so then if you count the doubles as well, so if you're in the A draw doubles, that's another 5 matches you have to win the tournament. So if you, this almost, I don't know if it's ever happened in our region. I'm sure it maybe once. If you're going to win the singles and the doubles, you got to win 11 matches in 3 days.
Jeez.
And that's a lot of work.
Sophia, how did you feel like you played in the last 2 tournaments?
First whole tournament we did pretty well, and me personally, but IT Originals we could done much better. Like me personally and as a team also.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have one more tournament left here back home, so it'll be good.
That's the Riverhawk Battle one? Is
Battle
that right?
Royale, yeah.
Okay.
For anybody who doesn't know, I'm a big wrestling fan. So the tournaments that we host are all named, wrestling adjacent. So
Nice.
I think I remember you saying that before.
I tried to come up with something. I was talking. We kind of talked. Don Veith and I kind of talked about maybe changing it to like the spooky season showdown or something since it's close to Halloween. I'm a big fan of Halloween. But he already put the schedule out. Say, okay, we'll leave it for this year. We'll keep it a battle royale for this
Make
year.
a note for that next year.
Yeah, so we might, we'll see how late we host it again next year.
So how are you feeling about this tournament coming up then?
We're still, as we sit now, we're 4-ish weeks out, which is a good break for us in between. So when we hosted the Rumble, we had a really good weekend. We had 3, we've only got 4 on the roster right now, but we had 3 people go 3-0 in singles. Our doubles needed a little work, which we looked better this past weekend in doubles at the regional against top competition, but was very happy with our singles after that. And some of it is when you go and play these big tournaments, like everybody's in one 64-person draw, right? So you might get someone you match up well against. You might get someone you don't match up well against. You might get a freshman who's a very good freshman who nobody knows anything about, and then that makes it a lot harder for me to assist them during the match. Like, for instance, Sofia played a young lady from Washburn who's a freshman who played on her national team in her home country. And we, you just kind of go into that match blind. Like, I don't know anything about her. We've never seen her play or anything. So those matchups can be difficult stylistically as well. So we definitely have some things we need to work on. But we've got, like I said, we've got almost 4 weeks until we host our next event. That'll be our last event for the fall. And it kind of coincides with the end of our practice season in the fall as well. So the plan, is address a few issues that we saw pop up this weekend. Clean a few things up. Probably hope to kind of solidify our doubles tactics a little more. And singles wise, kind of work on a further developed game plan for each of them individually.
Well, one of the things that I want to talk about you, I guess personally, Coach McLane, is that the things that you support with NSU athletics, not just with tennis, but the way that you support the other athletics. Has been something that is noted through many people in the community, so we want to appreciate for that, not just through NSU athletics, but through the community as well. So tell us this. I'm going to kind of do away from tennis here for a minute, but tell us some of the things about Tahlequah that you're able to utilize in recruiting, and some of the things that you enjoy yourself.
Well, I've been here coming up on 4 years now, so just finished my 4th season, so about 3.5 years living here. The weather compared to most schools around the country is certainly a selling point for us. A lot of teams don't get to play outside in the spring until very late in the spring. For us here, it may be cold in January, but most of the time we're outside practicing. And that has actually paid off for us, recent years, and upsetting some of these better teams earlier in the season when the weather is maybe a little squirrely outside. Right now, obviously this time of year, the weather's great. We can get outside and train whenever we want. It was a little difficult this weekend when it was 100+ degrees Friday and Saturday at the tournament, so that wasn't great. But for the most part, we're outside training every day. We can do all of our fitness outside if we want. And so that's something that a lot of recruits are looking for, especially in our sport where it is a largely outside sport across the world. There are some places that play indoors, but kind of when you speak to those people, they always want to play outdoors anyway. So,
right.
And for a lot of people, the location being close to Tulsa is a big selling point as well, because we can get them from the airport. It's very easy to get in and out when they want to fly home and see their family. And the region as well for us. We've talked about in the past how good the region is. Well, a lot of people want to have top competition when they go to play college tennis. We've got plenty of that. I think you look on our roster from last year, we have 2 current Division I transfers on the roster now. From the roster last year, we had, I think, 3 of them go Division I after they left here. The year before, we had 1 or 2 also go Division I. So the level that we play is very good, and that's a major selling point for a lot of our recruits as well. So, things outside of that, the schools, I don't know how many people know this or if you guys have talked about it, but adding majors programs for them to study, so we have more options available for them, in terms of programs that they want to study when they come here as well. So that's something that really helps us bring these athletes here as well.
So what are you looking for? You're talking about recruiting. What are you looking for in a student athlete when you're recruiting them?
Well, it's always going to come down to results first, right? One of the big things for us in our sport is we have different metrics that we use between the UTR and the WTN, as well as the ITF world rankings. And so that allows me to see who they're beating, who they're losing to, how often they play. So it makes it somewhat easier for me to know that they can compete at the level we need to be successful in the conference before they come here. So right away, results first, right? Style of play. The way we run our system, is that something that I think can fit to the way we do things? Certainly doubles is a very big part of what we do. Even though it's 1 point from those 3 doubles matches, like so many times that doubles point decides the match. In a close 4-3 or maybe 5-2 with the momentum after the doubles point. So can you play doubles? We need that. We also, I do my best to make sure we're getting good students as well. I don't want to have study hall all the time. We have a rule on the team that if you drop below 3.0 GPA, you got to do study hall in coach's office. Since I've been here, we've never had that. So
That would
certainly
make me nervous. There's no way. Yes, that's a good motivator. It's like,
Got some, both of them shaking their heads.
Yeah.
Yes, yep.
yeah, and we've won the highest team GPA in the department the last 3 years since we started that award. So something we really place emphasis on, and like so many sports, I think is important. Almost nobody makes money as a professional athlete, and in our sport, because of how international the sport is, it's even less people that make money playing professionally as a tennis player. So get your degree, make sure you can set yourself up for after your 4 years of competing.
what going back to some of the recruiting and the changes in your roster, what have been some of the big changes from last year's team and to this compared to this year's team, and what are the challenges that you guys are facing from last year? And girls, you can chime in. You don't have to let him talk the whole time.
I think he should take this question.
Okay. Yeah, well, hey, look, we had a good season again last year. Finished 2 years in a row, ranked in the top 50 in the country. So national ranking both years, winning record both years, won a round in the postseason both years. There's not too many teams around the country I can say they're doing that. And so inevitably, those opportunities with the way things are in NCAA sports right now, kind of everybody knows those opportunities available. And if you think the grass is greener on the other side, you're welcome to go try. But these two are the two returners from last year. There's a reason I wanted them to stay here. They have bought into the way we want to do things here. They were good teammates. Can compete, so hey, and we've already got one player signed for January. I am hopefully in the next day or two getting the second one signed, and then we'll have 2 more. So by the time we get to January, we'll have 8. So it's a little weird right now having only like half a roster really, but I think my expectation is we'll be pretty solid again this year, and hopefully these 4 are here can really help integrate those new players quickly, because we open February 1st, so that's 2 weeks of practice, and then we're competing against a team who's won their conference 3 times in a row and have been nationally ranked as well as us. So right into the fire when we get to the spring.
That's impressive.
No rest for the weary.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Tegan, Sofia, you guys play doubles. Are you a doubles team together?
Yeah, this year we have been.
Okay. So how's that going? Y'all got some wins if I looked at the stat sheet, right?
I think it's hard playing with anybody new. Me and Sofia were lucky that we both were returners, so we already had like the friendship connection. Yeah. But when you haven't played with someone before, like that takes time to build. And the first tournament, like Coach said, we had really good aspects, and then there was things we had to work on. And this weekend we had a tough loss in the first round. We lost as close as it probably could have been, to be honest. And then we won our next 2. So I think with readjustment, we definitely played better after, like we switched sides. So that's what made us better, and we realized that. So I enjoy it. Hope Soph does too.
It is. Yeah, I think like for us it's easier to play together because we played also together last semester. So like compared to like Lucy and Barbara, it's easier for us because they're 2 new like girls in the team. So yeah, for us it's easier, I think.
Sophie, how long have you been here at NSU?
Since last semester.
Last
That's
semester.
my 2nd semester.
Okay. Get acclimated pretty quickly then, huh?
Yeah.
For the most part. Well, okay, so Tegan, since your senior season, what are you looking forward to this season and some of your goals before you leave? I don't want to get all melancholy and upset because this is your last year, but what are you looking to accomplish this year?
I think, honestly, my main thing this semester is to just enjoy it, because it is the last semester and you don't realize that until you're actually playing, that after you finish, you don't get that opportunity again. like you can't play the same level, and you're not playing with a team anymore if you play. So it is like the last time that I get to compete at the level, the standard, and with my team. And then as personally, I think to be higher up in the roster maybe, which I spoke to coach about previously anyway, and just try and play the best game I can for the last matches I have as a senior.
Well, building on from that, and I'll come back to you here in a minute, Sofia, but so after this year, as you're growing through this, and as Coach McLane had talked about, you're going to be doing other things other than just playing tennis. So what's your degree, and what are you planning on doing after you leave here in northeastern Oklahoma?
So my degree is business administration. I plan on doing business after I graduate. It's the one thing I've always loved doing. Since I was probably 16, I realized that was what I wanted to do in my future. As of right now, I'm actually only moving to Bentonville, Arkansas.
Oh.
So it's about an hour away, so I'm not really moving very far. And just plan on getting a job and staying in the U.S. And then I can always come back and I can still watch the team anyway.
Okay.
Maybe coach a little bit.
Well, that's cool that you're going to stay local. Stay local around here, because I mean, really, this is we're at the Talco is like the foot of the Ozarks, which comes from up there. So it's just an extension where we're at down here. So yeah, absolutely, that's pretty neat.
She turns the page.
Well,
No, because she just answered my question.
okay,
So.
I got you now. All right.
But let's give that to Sophie as well. So
Yeah.
I know you're a sophomore.
Yeah.
What are you studying in
I'm undeclared for now.
undeclared? Okay,
Because it's my just second semester, but I think I will do management.
as well.
Yeah, I think from the next semester.
Any plans on trying to compete on tennis level after college, or is that a whole other realm as far as trying to play professionally?
I don't know yet, to be honest, what I'm gonna do after.
Yeah.
But like for now, I'm just like trying to play my best and just trying to enjoy every moment here in the university.
How long have you been in the States now?
Also second semester.
Oh, so it's just like
since January.
Okay,
yeah.
so
January.
Yeah.
like brand new to the States.
Yeah.
So how are you getting acclimated to the Tahlequah of all places?
For me personally, I always complain about this. I don't like the weather here. Coach knows it.
It's too hot, she
But
says.
yeah, like every day it's like, for me it's different, but we have to use it. So also food is different here compared to back home, but it's fine.
Well, and then we just have to say you are from Kiev,
Ukraine, yeah.
Ukraine. So
So how does that play? How does the game play different from home here with the weather difference? As far as how does that affect you?
I like being here because, like, first of all, it's safe in here compared to back home, and my parents also like it. So, I mean, they're just like happy that I'm here in a safe place. Because, like, honestly, home is like not the safest place right now. So, yeah.
How about as far as like playing on the court? Was it the difference there between the weather between there and here?
I
Is
didn't
that-
used to play on the hard courts, like outdoor hard courts, because we play, I think, hard courts only in winter and it indoors, so it was really different for me. And yeah, I had to use it, but I think now it's much better.
Yeah.
well, and that's one thing you brought up your parents and coming from the Ukraine. I didn't want to get too deep into that, but are they still in the Ukraine right now, or
Yeah.
and they're still in Kiev, or have they? Okay.
Yeah, because like my dad, he cannot like leave the Ukraine right now
Okay.
because of the war. But yeah, mom with him, so
So yeah, they're glad that you're here, right?
yeah.
How have you enjoyed traveling around here?
I think we've traveled like in a few states.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like last semester we went to San Antonio. It was nice. And yeah, probably we will go next semester also, coach, right?
not to San Antonio.
Probably somewhere
We'll be in
else.
Texas somewhere, but not in San Antonio.
Yeah, Texas was nice.
Yeah, San Antonio it's a nice city. You know, kind of.
Yeah, it's too big for me. You know, I'm kind of over the big city stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't get me to move back to Dallas. That's where I came
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
So Dallas is cool, but I couldn't go back up. I've enjoyed the small town too much.
Yeah, well, we're doing San Angelo this year, which is, still good size, but it's a pretty good trip for us. But, we owed them a return trip from a couple years ago. So we're making good on our end of the promise there. And, we'll pick up another match while we're down there. So We'll see. I mean, for sure, stop at a Buc-ee's. You know, they don't like it as much as I do. I love
don't
going to the
get
Buc-ee's.
it.
You know.
Everybody loses their
Oh, man.
mind
Have
about
you had the
Buc-
beef jerky? I mean, have you had the jerky?
I mean, it doesn't do anything for
Okay,
me.
what about the sliced brisket sandwich?
Okay, briskets, barbecue's always a good thing.
Okay.
But people lose their mind. We go, oh, we're getting a Buc-ee's. Oh, we're getting a Buc-ee's. They just get all giddy about it. But
Don't tell anybody I got a Buc-ee's button-up short sleeve in my closet right now. So
I can tell
oh,
you.
you have to wear that next podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought about bringing it tonight, and I was like, let me wear team stuff. You know, so I'd be like, who is this dude on the YouTube wearing a Buc-ee's shirt? Like,
Is that an employee or that's his sponsor? Yes.
hey, if anybody's watching Buc-ee's, please,
Yeah,
please
please.
sponsor.
Yeah, there you go.
I will take my weight in beef jerky, and I will tell everybody about Buc-ee's.
There we go.
You
Right
heard
there.
it there first,
Heard it there
folks.
first. Yes. But I won't tell you, Mike. I mean, I've never been to Buc-ee's, so you got me covered.
There's one
Aren't they building
right
one here?
across the state line. If you go south, like you're going to Dallas from here, you know, I forget exactly what town it is, but it's not too far past the state line.
Yeah, I apologize.
It's before you get to Sherman, I think.
Right.
Yeah, I actually have stopped there to get gas, but that's all I needed. I got gas and I left.
And you didn't get any treats.
I didn't go in.
Oh man.
I did pay at the pump when I was on the road.
Oh.
I was on a mission at that point, but that's only my only experience. But I've been hearing lots of great things about it. So yeah, there we go. Get us some of that.
Go get you some Buc-ee's.
That's right.
Coach McLane said so.
Yes.
Well, girls, tell us some other things you like doing, you know, stuff here in NSU. Have you guys had a chance to float the river this year, go to the lake at all?
Yeah, we went to the river with international office in the beginning of the semester, and I think basically that was it. Yeah.
Did you like the outdoor stuff and hanging out there?
I think we don't have enough time, like, because we're just like doing homework. We're just like trying to
School
get, like,
stuff.
out of practices. Yeah.
Well, I guess you want to stay out of the study hall, so I don't blame you.
Well, you know, with us having 2 seasons, as all tennis teams do, sometimes, you know, because we're in season now for a couple months, by the time we finish, you know, they've got maybe a month until Thanksgiving break, and they come back from that, and it's exam time. So, you know, and then when we start in January, we're in season from the first day of class. You know, so that's the one drawback about our sport is that, you know, they don't maybe get as much time to explore as you would if you were in a different sport that, you know, competed just in either the fall or the spring. So
How deep do you all go in the spring?
until we either don't make the conference
No, I mean
tournament-
like March, April kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I think our conference tournament this year, I believe, is the first weekend of May. So maybe like May 2nd, or I don't remember the exact dates off the top of my head, but yeah. So we're January to almost May, and you know, if we're lucky enough to be selected to the NCAA tournament, you know, those regionals are actually after commencement here, so it's maybe the 12th or 15th or whatever that regional date is this weekend. You get through that, you win those 2 matches, and you go to, I think we're in Orlando again this year for the Sweet 16. So, you know, if you make a run to the Sweet 16, you're, you know, basically to the end of May.
You're playing your entire semesters, and geez, I don't know how y'all do it.
I'll take it ended in Orlando. It would be worth it.
I mean, I'll take the Sweet 16. I don't care where it's at. You send me to Canada. I don't care.
Yeah.
You just get into the tournament.
Yeah.
Just
Get
get
me
in the
there.
tournament.
Just get me there.
Well, Captain, shall we have some fun?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yes.
'Cause Sophie, I don't
Kick it
think. Well, Sophie, I know hasn't watched any other podcasts probably or heard our recent ones. Tegan, we've got some new fun stuff. We've got a couple different segments to help make it lighthearted and fun, but get to know you guys a little bit better.
All right.
So you ready? All right, so let me get to my questions here.
You're fine.
This next
fine.
segment is called the Sean Solo Trilogy. I gotta have those sound effects.
I don't think they share our affinity for
They
Star
don't. They're
Wars.
like, what is he doing? Why is he looking at me this way? Anyway, so trilogy, we get 3 questions. Tim, you can jump in on this if you want to. 3 questions, just answer how you feel necessary. So, question 1. You know, I'm sure we've all watched some of the tennis majors and the different types of surfaces that they have, and we kind of talked on this earlier. What would be your preference to play on? Hard court, grass court, or clay?
For me personally, hard court.
Hard court?
Yeah, I'm
Gotcha.
exactly the same.
Hard?
Yeah.
Tim?
I've only got to hit on a grass court one time in my life. There's just not many of them, and the season is very short. But that would be my preference. I'm a serving volleyer. I was a serving volleyer, so grass would be very beneficial to me. If not, I'll take an indoor hard court because the ball's going to fly a little faster.
Okay, so then before we get to the next question, so what is the deal with, why is it such a big deal in Wimbledon to play on grass there?
That was the first, that
Is
was
that
how
the-
tennis started. Was on grass, and Wimbledon was the first,
Okay, so
we call it the major tournament now, but that's
Right.
that's like it's like the Masters, but it was the first one.
Okay,
so
I gotcha.
If anybody gets that golf reference, I don't. But yeah, I mean that's
Okay.
pretty much it.
All
And,
right.
It's all white, so it's very it's very.
it's very yes, it's
exclusive,
very
yeah.
classy and very
Go and get
upscale.
your peaches and cream and
Yeah.
It's strawberry.
strawberries. Sorry, I'm from the South. We do peaches and cream.
Not peaches
I got
and
it. I got it mixed up.
All right, so question 2. What is your go-to midnight snack?
I don't need snacks at all, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, well,
No snacks, Soph.
I mean, when we play matches, coach,
Oh.
it's different.
You don't Reese's? Like a peanut butter cup, Reese's? Snickers?
like you get a craving for something? I mean,
It was the first time I took a snack.
Okay.
All right.
all right.
Tegan?
We're learning, we're learning. What about you, Tegan?
I definitely don't have a midnight snack. I'm in bed by 10:30.
Okay. Well, then a 10 o'clock's a snack, I guess.
I still don't really have a particular snack.
Okay.
Whatever's in my cupboard, I guess. Is what I
Okay.
eat.
All right. And we already know what Tim's is. Beef
Oh, yeah.
jerky from.
Well, not for a snack. I mean, beef jerky, you can make a whole meal. If I got to pick a snack, well, obviously, I'm old now, so I go to sleep early. So it'd be like an 8 p.m. snack. I don't go to sleep at 8 p.m., but if I'm going to get a snack,
I'm the only one that stays up late at this table, apparently.
Well, that's the DJ life.
Well, yeah,
That's the DJ life.
yeah.
That's right.
But so anything Reese's, first of all.
Okay.
But here's when we stop at a truck stop on the road, there's only one thing I get,
And
and that's a Reese's Fast Break. And it's the king of all candy. There's no need to eat anything else. Reese's Fast Break. Reese's,
There we go.
sponsor me.
We got it.
get that on
You're
there
wearing a
too.
Bucky's Reese's shirt.
Hey,
I
whatever it
got you.
takes.
Yep. I got you.
I think we need him as a spokesman for the SportsNest.
Yes.
Get these big major sponsors in here. Okay. Last question. If you could have a walkout song, what would it be?
Oh, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
I don't know who it's by, but I love the song Hooked on a Feeling.
Blue Suede.
I love the song. I think
Yeah.
it's such a great walkout song, and I've heard it on other people, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, that is such a good song to walk out to.
Oh, there's
Brings
your-
the
there's your-
vibes.
There's your homework, Tim. Just
Oh, it's
bring out-
it's on the fall playlist.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, all
My
right.
first choice.
Okay. Sophie?
I don't know. I cannot choose that only one song because I listen all of music.
Okay, well then,
It would be hard. I don't know.
what would, well, okay, so we'll my questions are like, we're getting in depth or they're falling short. I
It's
don't know.
easy, but it's not.
Okay. what's your then hype playlist? Like when you're before match, what are you listening to?
We have a team playlist we listen before the games,
Okay.
but I listen Imagine Dragons, but coach doesn't like it.
Coach hates it.
Yeah.
Hates it.
There's certain
no,
artists
skip.
that get outlawed from the playlist at practice.
His playlist is all rock.
Yeah.
Even our home
true.
It is true, coach.
playlist was his songs, and it was rock.
Not true.
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 I feel like I'm getting a bad rep here. But I mean, listen, we're doing walkout songs, right? I used to always think, because I used to watch a lot of MMA too with wrestling. I was like, and one of my favorite bands was Kill Switch Engage, and I was like, man, End of Heartache is such a solid song.
Okay.
Come out, that would be so great. But now I have a new contender, Will Ospreay, currently in AEW, current international champion. He's got a song he comes out. I don't know who the band is, but it's called Elevated. Absolute banger, great hype song. Gets the juices flowing. I'm ready to go.
He's going to step into the ring.
Yeah, he is.
How he's a tennis coach, I have no idea.
I would, except my back nowadays would shatter in a second. I'd take one bump and I'd be done.
Well, all right. There is your Sean Solo trilogy. Thank you for playing. Thank you for playing. Now, we switch gears over to Captain Morgan.
Mine's I just have one question. But with this segment, you can it's the walk the plank with Captain Morgan.
So,
You can either get it right and stay on board and have a Coke and a Captain Morgan. If you're not 21, you can only have the Coke. And then, or you stay, or if you get it wrong, you have to walk the plank. All right? I am going to do you a favor and give you a multiple choice question. Okay? So, are you ready?
No.
Yes, there we go.
Great answer.
You're scared. You're scared. That's good. All right. Captain says, who has won the most women's Grand Slam titles? And I'm going to give you 4 choices. The question again is, who has won the most women's Grand Slam titles? Steffi Graf, Serena Williams, Margaret Court, or help me with this name, Martina Navratilova.
Navratilova. Very close.
Navratilova.
Very close.
All right. So out of those 4, do you have?
I think Serena Williams is wrong. I think she was super close.
I know the answer. I can't answer for you
Why?
because I know it.
Coach, you can help us.
Is he
All
not
right.
involved in the
he is involved.
So-
He is
All right,
involved.
I was
so-
asked for the question.
I'll say you're doing. I'll say you're not. You took a step back by saying that's not one of them. So
What
that's a
was the
good.
other option?
We've got Steffi Graf, Serena Williams, or Margaret Court.
I don't recognize the third one.
It may be a little bit older, an older record maybe. Obviously, they've been in there for a minute.
What's the question again? How's it worded?
Who has won the most women's Grand Slam titles?
Grand Slam titles. Okay.
Major tournaments, if you
Right.
can.
All of
Yeah.
it. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like it's,
Steffi Graf?
yeah, I'd go with that one. But then we don't recognize the third option. So
Margaret Court or Serena. We obviously know Serena Williams, but Margaret Court, you don't recognize her?
okay, we'll just go A.
I would have picked Serena, but I don't follow tennis that much.
She had a lot, but I think Sofa's right. I don't think she had the most.
Okay.
She did not have the most. However, you're going to have to walk the plank because it was not Steffi Graf. Sorry.
Go swimming.
Hey, ladies down there, it was Margaret Court
Yeah.
for the
So,
record.
When
Margaret
Serena
Court.
retired, that was her big push, was to get 24 to tie the record with Margaret Court.
Okay.
Now, that does come with a little bit of an asterisk because
Uh-oh.
until the Open era, a lot of these tournaments, the champion could just show up and you had to basically play like 1 match or 2 matches to defend your title.
So
in
you
the
gotta
early years.
buy all the way
so
through.
there's a little bit of an asterisk there. But yeah, Margaret Court.
How are we going to know that question? I
Because
don't
you
even know
play
who that
tennis.
is.
You play tennis. The arena, well, it used to be
You could
named.
have helped us.
Yeah, where's the help?
The main Australian Open court used to be named after her, Margaret Court Arena.
Coach, we do not know that.
What, you never watched the Australian Open?
We did.
Never heard that.
Wow. Okay.
Whoa, whoa.
my
I'm not doing.
Oh,
I'm not
hey.
doing a great job.
No,
as a
you're
coach here.
not.
This is
Hey,
not good.
I'm going to do this. Ladies, if I may, for the next episode that we have, we're not going to have either one of the 2 you on. And if we do, I won't use a question, but I would like to have a question submitted to who we may have on for the next time because we're going to, the next semester someone will be on. But if it's one of the 2 of you, I may reach out to the other one that may be back on here or not.
We'll have Tim give us one.
Yes. So
I'll give a stumper again.
something that y'all would like to, just something that y'all may relate to y'all. Because I want to keep it involved with the women's tennis as well. Nothing?
I feel like it should be something about injuries. Like who's
Injuries?
played with the most
Injuries,
injuries
oh.
on the
Why?
court.
No. What?
Wow,
Why would
brutal.
this?
It's related to us.
Yeah, but you can't even.
Don't even say that out loud. That's like
quantify that.
That's impressive. If you play on the tour with like loads of surgeries and injuries and you're still successful, I think that's really impressive and says
Well,
a lot about
yeah.
the
I
person.
mean, yes, but like a lot of some of
a
that's
hard
not
question.
even public record. Like, how would you keep a statistic on that?
Oh, like the public record ones though. Like someone that's like Andy Murray who's had like the surgery on his
Okay.
hip. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, all those men and women have had multiple procedures done because that's tennis. When you play, 35 weeks out of the year, you get beat up.
Something's going to get.
Yeah, you get beat up.
Right.
We'll reach out.
Well,
Thank you for playing, ladies.
That'll
Walk
be your
the plank
homework.
with Captain Morgan. Thank you very much.
Well, Captain, do you have anything else for our women's team?
No, I'm glad to have y'all on and wish y'all the best luck coming up. And
See, it wasn't so
obviously
bad,
with
was it?
Recruiting there.
It
She's
I was so nervous at the beginning.
And I want to thank, we have 2 returners here from the, so thank you for your 3rd appearance, Coach McLane, and your 2nd appearance there, and your 1st as well. Maybe you'll have some more coming up as well. So thank you very much. We do appreciate your
well,
time.
and we are doing video, so if you want to say anything to your family back home that will maybe watch this, do you want to say anything to them?
Thanks for the support.
We love you.
And
Well,
the
don't
pups,
look at me. Tell them that.
say hi to the pups.
Oh, yeah. Hi to the doggies, too.
Okay.
Yeah, we like doggies.
Well, another successful episode of the Riverhawk Sports Nest. I'm Sean Solo.
And I am Captain Morgan.
We will see you next time. We are out. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.